29th of March. Just come in the greenhouse again. Tend to be a weekly process. I haven't got time in between, so everything's done on a Wednesday. So those were taken with the yellow labels last week. Nothing going wrong with those so far. This lot would have been the week before. You can see they're probably well rooted as they're making some growth. Same for those over there. So they would have been on, this is their 3rd week, these 2 weeks and those 1 week. The tubers are still throwing well. Got some nice more place plants there from Stuart, thank you very much. And then the rest of the greenhouse is full up. Just about found room to put my coffee. I've got a tray of Gerda there, just been potted, and basically everything in pots. I'm expecting to be mother plants, or take the tops out and turn the bottoms into pot tubers if I need to. And there's a primrose hall that I got off of Ian at the conference. The tops are well and truly out, and now about 9 days after, you can see the side shoots coming off of them. So another 2 weeks before we want the main batch. They should be decent cuttings. And some extra Goldcrest again. Thank you, Ian. The R1, I'm hoping to have those side shoots that are just in there to come for the main batch. That should give me about another 10 plants, and I might get somewhere near 15 to 20 off of that one tuber. So another load of cuttings to take. The main batch should be about 2 weeks time. I might take some Challenger beforehand. I'd rather have a bigger plant of those because I tend to grow it on a double stop and bury it. But as I've run out of space, I've had to put the stock plants under the bench, which won't matter because I'm going to root them anyway. So it's just going to be a case of shifting stuff about, finding some room, taking another batch. Once I do the main batch, I can take all the tubers off the bench. The mother plants can go out. Even got them up on the shelf up there as well, and hopefully I'll have plenty of room on the bench for rooting that lot. Get this done, then I'm going to have an attempt to do some digging in the garden and a tidy up. Now we've got some light. Hopefully get it done before it goes rock hard, and I struggle to dig it, but if I don't get it done, I don't get it done. Time is tight, certainly at the moment. If it comes to it, I'll just grow on the allotment, which given another good half a day I'll have that turned over and ready to plant. No point growing more than you can handle. Probably got more cuttings than I'm going to need. That don't take long and I'm at home doing it. So see how it goes. So that's another 160 taken, including the batch of Challenger. So that's all of that tray, the back half of that tray. Try to take them a couple of weeks before the rest. One, to get them off the bench, and two, I do like to plant a large plant of Challenger and chop it back. So I've took those now. So just about squeezed them in. I've had to take these 3 trays that have rooted off, and I'll retake those when I do the main batch. A week or so away, there's no point chopping them off or potting them up now, so I'll just make sure I give them a little feed now and again and keep them ticking over. So I've started digging. The ground's quite hard, once you get it up and broken up. So I put a sleeper edge along the back there because the garden slopes down left to right. Managed to get that bit done so far, so I'm digging it to the soil level to the top of the sleeper, which as you can see then will mean I've probably got, what's that, it's a 9 inch, probably about 16 inches of depth soil wise, which should be plenty deep enough for them to grow. Hopefully this will be the go at the twilight bed by the fence. The sun comes round from that side, so hopefully it might just draw them up a little bit, and so I don't have tall stuff on this side shading the short stuff on the other. I shall plant them shortest to tallest from left to right. So it ain't too bad, it's always alright. Just got to find enough time to get it dug. Just adding in soil from previous excavations, i.e. the greenhouse and things like that, as I go, just to get the soil level up. And then I'll put a bit of compost on top, mix that in, and probably a planting mix when I plant. But it's alright, not too sad. So the 16th of April, just got the last few to take there. The dog barking at the greenhouse door. A bit hazy in here I think, but so they're the mother plants, mostly brought in, Primrose Hall, just getting the last few off. Took the main batch, these have all been taken over the last couple of weeks. And then we've got these over here that I've pulled off because they're rooted and just sort of let them get used to not having bottom heat. The one tray left there just to take these last few Dave's Choice, and then I'll take them trays of tubers out. 2 trays have already gone out, and hopefully they're all here. Should have more than enough of most, and you know, it's good. I'm not losing cuttings. The mist is working and they're all rooting, so that was just starting to stretch slightly. That's a tray of Challenger, but I should get them out and get them potted into the polytunnel at work, because I'm not going to fit them in here. Got Kevin coming up today to give me a hand to do a bit of digging, so hopefully we'll crack on with some of that today. We'll be that bit closer to being able to grow some of these cuttings. But in the end we got there. Here we go, we've had a dig. Say hello, Kev. I think I've managed to break him. So for the dog to run over. So hopefully that'll be a treble row, that'll be a 4 deep row, and that'll be a treble row. I'm just going to come back a bit further, but I reckon about 180 just in there. So it's a bit of a relief. Ground's alright, just a bit lumpy and lots of roots chopped up in it, but I'll sort that out in time. It's nice to get this far. About the 20th of April. Time's flown on. But luckily with a bit of help on Sunday. Just finished off today as well. We've got the beds dug. The garden looks a little bit different to what it did pre-Christmas. So that's basically as far as they're coming down. A lot of landscaping to do this end. So we're just going to have a deck area and just screen the plot. Principle is trying to fill a treble row of poms in this bed. This will be 3 or I'm thinking 4 deep in the middle of the bed here, which is about 40 foot long. So the space is going to be something like that. And then over there, triple row, the bed's about 5 foot deep. You can see with the garden tiered that it's flat or level at the back and raised at the front, and the path's on a bit of a wonk. And the same with this bed, it's sort of higher obviously on the left hand side than the right, but I've dug down equal depth from both sides, so there's a good depth of soil there. And the same here. Hopefully I can get my hands on some compost just to sort of incorporate and improve the soil a bit. I'm sure once it gets a bit of rain on it and some air, it'll break down fine. As you can see, there was 1 or 2 roots that I could come out as I was going, including some as big as that. That was fun, but there isn't any roots left in these beds other than the thin severed ones. So I've got it done at last. I'll just spend the next month really just tickling it around, adding some water and adding a bit of compost if I can. Should be alright. As you can see, this is about as much light as we get in the garden at this time of day, which is about 2 o'clock. It's good patches of shade. In the greenhouse I've been taking the cuttings as they're rooting, or the trays as they're rooting up to work, and potting them into the tunnel. There's a couple of trays there, some Valentine and Karen, and over there that are ready to go. These are still rooting with the last tray I've taken there. That was only on Sunday, so as they root they go up there. Don't get a lot of light for growing the plants on in the greenhouse, but it seems okay for propagating. So there's hope yet. Next week I'll have to get up on the allotment and get that dug, but we're getting there at home.